for this ticket for Senator Obama and for sending this country in the right direction this fall and for future generations. I don't know why I was asked to be on this panel, because I think I'm in rarefied air. I have been in awe since I got here, having the opportunity to talk to Roy, and certainly I just finished reading Jeffrey Toobin's account of Catherine's brilliant advocacy in Planned Parenthood versus Casey. I asked her what she thought of the book. She said, it made me look great. Of course I like it. I just finished reading Jeff's most recent op-ed in the New York Times yesterday. I'm thinking about sending a letter to the editor of my hometown paper so I can be published too. I'm here because the state's attorneys general have a strong role in shaping the jurisprudence of this country. We proved with tobacco that if we hunt the pack, we can be quite influential and very dangerous, but also that has terrified the right dramatically. We have seen a shift in this country. I do believe that John McCain would invoke his maverick principles to buck the ideologues to some extent, and would at least get some of the trains running a little bit more on time and be a more competent manager of the government, because no one could be a more incompetent manager of the government than what we've had. But I do believe that the price that he would pay for that is the court. I think that the only way that he could satisfy the ideologues on the right to do any of the things that he might want to do in stabilizing the economy, even a little bit, which, make no mistake, it would be nothing compared to what it is that we're prepared to do if we elect Barack Obama. But the price he would pay is to hand over the courts entirely. I believe that. We cannot afford that. And I agree that there has been a great deal of hyperbole. We've seen that so many times in the past. But it's not hyperbole. It's not exaggeration. The truth is that the balance is different than it's ever been in the past. Over 100 years ago, the National Association of Attorneys General was founded. We have a really bad acronym. It's NAG. I won't tell you some of our other acronyms that we have, but they're all bad. NAG was created simply because the power of Standard Oil was such that it was oppressing the consumers of this country and was creating an economic disparity such that the attorneys general felt that they were in a unique position to do something about it. And furthermore, the encroachment of the federal government onto the rights of the states and the sovereignty of our people was depriving people of their individual liberties. More than 100 years ago, the role of NAG hasn't changed. We are still trying to combat big oil and combat the corporate interests which are more than willing to prey upon those of our consumers, as well as we see an ever-increasing encroachment upon states' rights from what presumed to be conservative justices and conservative ideologues. They are conservative and they are ideologues, but they're more than happy, to preach states' rights whenever it suits them, but whenever it crosses their ideological boundaries, they trounce on it, and it is worthless to them. The right of privacy, I agree with Catherine when she said that the would-be majority in this court is more than willing to say that there's a right of privacy. They're also willing to say that it's not really worth much. I ran for office because I believe in the nobility of public service. And I ran for office because I believe that, as we have heard so many times, elections have consequences. My daughter's 7 years old, and she's in the public schools in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And I'm one of those fathers who leans down to my little girl and says to her, you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. But the reason that I believe that is because I was raised in a country where we had an interpretation of the Constitution that meant something. We believed that everyone had rights. We believed that corporations couldn't sell products to you that they knew were going to harm you, reap the benefits of the profits, and then you would have no redress in court to do anything about it. I believe in an interpretation of the Constitution that says that the Equal Protection Clause means that my little girl has the rights to make the same amount of money for the same amount of work as any boy in her class. And I believe that my daughter should have the right to make medical decisions about her own reproduction that are between her and God and her doctor. Those rights will be gone. We are not the only party talking about change this election. Those rights will be gone if they have the opportunity to change it, and they will if they can. That's why we're here.